Welcome to the World Trade Center Utah's 10 Tips to Help You Think, Act, and Succeed Globally online video series. This segment will guide you in understanding and using the language of international business. This is tip number 3, video number 1 in our 10-tip series, Learn the Lingo. Have you ever noticed that each profession seems to have a unique lingo? The medical profession relies heavily on Latin terms. Lawyers have a language of their own, and the most foreign professional lingo might be found among our bureaucratic class. Every profession seems to have a unique lingo, and international business is no different. Although the language of exports may seem overwhelming, great strides have been made in recent years to standardize the lingo so that you can do business more easily. Learning the lingo of exporting will provide you an advantage in communicating about your products and effectively managing the sales and shipment of your products. This video covers the terms that are a must-know in international business. Some of the most important terms in the international lingo are how you talk about your product. Because your product may be said or understood differently in countries across the globe, it's important to have a universal language to speak about your product so those receiving it understand it. That universal language for product classification is a series of coding systems that are used to define your product. Harmonized Commodity Description and Coding System. The Harmonized Commodity Description and Coding System, or more commonly known as Harmonized Codes or HS codes, are probably one of the most important classification systems to understand, as this is how you will identify your products. HS codes will be used in your market research to identify potential markets, industry trends, and tariff rates. While HS codes are reserved for goods exports, it is still helpful to understand HS codes for service exports as well. With billions of products being sold daily across the globe, there are bound to be different interpretations as to what a product is. Agave being sent from the US to Singapore might be received and classified as honey, simply because it looks similar. Although this doesn't seem to be a significant issue, importing honey into Singapore may have a significantly higher duty rate than agave, causing you to pay more on these fees than expected. In order to simplify the process of product categorization, HS codes are unique numbers assigned to goods in order to clarify exactly what any given product is. These codes are made up of several sections, the majority of which are the same for all countries. The difference in duty is typically because the importing country is trying to give their domestic products an advantage, so the duty is increased to discourage imports. HS codes are 10-digit numbers that have a unique chapter, heading, subheading, and commodity code. The chapter includes the first 2 digits, the heading includes the first 4 digits, the subheading includes the first 6 digits, and the commodity code includes the full 10 digits. While the chapter, heading, and subheading for exports will be the same for all countries, the final 4 digits, which make up the commodity code, may vary by country. Chapter is the broadest category within HS codes, with each additional subset of numbers further defining each product. The Harmonized system contains 22 sections, divided among 100 chapters that align with international numbering. With such a complex system, it may be easiest to understand these by testing a few out. Let's take the following examples. If your product is an internal CD drive, your 10-digit commodity code is 847-170-2000. So let's break that down. Your 2-digit chapter code is 84, a broad categorization including nuclear reactors, boilers, machinery and mechanical appliances, and computers. Adding another 2-digit number to the chapter gives you 8471. A more specific categorization of your product, namely automatic data processing machines and units. Adding 2 more digits to your heading gives a subheading of 847170, further specifying your product into the category of computer storage units. Finally, adding 4 more digits of 2000 for a total of 10 digits gives you the full commodity code and defines your product as units for physical incorporation into automatic data processing machines or units thereof with a code of 847-170-2000. While HS codes can be confusing at first, they can simplify the process of exporting and ensure your product is classified correctly for the respective taxes. While the HS coding system's attempts to classify all possible products, inevitably there are some products that do not have an exact fit and will be categorized in a broader subheading. In these cases, seeking assistance in classifying your product will be useful. You can always contact our trade service team at WTC Utah for assistance in determining your HS code. As we mentioned before, the first 6 digits in these codes will be the same across the world, but the final 4 digits may vary by country. However, if the country is not concerned with additional classifications, the last 4 digits will read 0000. The full 10-digit code, known as the commodity code, also has another name within the United States. This term is known as a Schedule B number and is managed by the U.S. Census Bureau. This code is used only for exports. The identification serves to provide statistical information as well as manage export compliance. When importing products into the United States, the 10-digit commodity code will go by another name. This code is known as the Harmonized Tariff Schedule of the United States, also known as the HTSUS. This system is managed by the U.S. International Trade Commission and is used to accurately calculate the import duty and provide statistical information. Although the Schedule B and HTSUS codes are oftentimes the same, they do differ on occasion, and securing the correct code will be important. In the case of classifying your products, don't assume, always double-check. U.S. Customs offices are a great resource to use to double-check your HTSUS code. To obtain your Schedule B or HTSUS codes, visit the following websites. You can also purchase printed versions of these coding systems, but make sure to keep the most updated copy on hand. These codes are typically updated every 5 years. Helplines are also available for each coding system if you have questions that are not answered on the website. Aside from the HS codes, Schedule B codes, and the HTSUS codes, there is one other significant classification system that will be useful in your international business pursuits. The North American Industry Classification System, or NAICS, describes the type of activity a business is engaged in through a 6-digit code. This is in contrast to the HS, Schedule B, and HTSUS codes that describe a product. Activities include computer repair, financial services, casino, and many others. NAICS coding was adopted in 1997 and replaced the standard industrial classification, or SIC, system that used a 4-digit code for industry and activity classification. NAICS was also developed in partnership with Canada and Mexico to create a system that is seamless between our neighboring countries, both for ease of use, but also for data collection. NAICS codes can be obtained from the U.S. Census Bureau website.